my beloved. There were moments where your faith became so tired that even praying felt difficult. Not because you stopped believing completely, but because your heart carried too many unanswered questions. You asked for peace, yet your mind remained restless. You asked for strength, yet life kept testing you in ways that exhausted your soul. You asked for clarity, yet confusion seemed to surround every important part of your life. And slowly, you began wondering if your prayers were disappearing into silence. You continued trying to believe, continued trying to stay hopeful. But deep inside, part of you feared maybe you had been forgotten. Maybe everyone else receives signs, guidance, blessings, while you are left alone, carrying invisible pain nobody understands. And during those nights where your chest felt heavy and your thoughts would not stop moving, you whispered silent questions like, "Krishna, are you still with me? Do you still hear me? Am I walking through all of this alone?" My beloved, listen to me carefully now. A soul that still searches for light even while standing inside darkness has never been abandoned. Never. Not once. Because the very fact that you still long for peace, still long for truth, still long for healing despite everything you have suffered, is proof that divine love never left your spirit. If I had abandoned you, your heart would have turned completely cold. You would have stopped caring, stopped hoping, stopped searching for meaning altogether. But you did not. Even after disappointment, even after emotional exhaustion, even after nights where fear tried convincing you that nothing would ever improve, something inside you still kept whispering, "Hold on." That whisper was me. My beloved, you underestimate how sacred your continued faith truly is. Not perfect faith, not loud faith, not the kind that never struggles, but exhausted faith, the kind that keeps going while carrying pain, the kind that still looks toward the light while emotionally overwhelmed, the kind that whispers prayers through tears instead of certainty. That kind of faith moves heaven more deeply than you realize. Because anyone can believe when life feels easy, but a soul that still believes while carrying invisible suffering carries extraordinary spiritual strength. And your soul has carried that strength quietly for a very long time. My beloved, there were moments where you came dangerously close to giving up internally. Moments where your spirit became so tired that even hope felt painful. Kept smiling, kept surviving. But inside, you felt emotionally drained in ways nobody fully understood. And the hardest part was, you often felt guilty for struggling spiritually. You thought, if I truly believed, maybe I wouldn't feel this lost. But faith was never the absence of struggle. Faith is continuing to walk even while struggling, continuing to trust even while confused, continuing to search for light even when darkness feels overwhelming. And that is exactly what you have done. My beloved, I saw every moment your heart almost collapsed under emotional pressure. Every night, you fought thoughts silently. Every moment you tried to appear stronger than you actually felt. I saw the exhaustion hidden behind your routines, the loneliness hidden behind your silence, the fear hidden beneath your calm appearance. None of it escaped my awareness. And through all of it, I never stopped walking beside you. Not during your breakdowns, not during your confusion, not during the moments where your faith felt weak and uncertain. Because divine love does not disappear when a soul struggles emotionally. My beloved, there is a reason your soul feels different lately. You are changing internally, not through external success, through awakening to what truly matters, awakening to the importance of inner peace, awakening to how deeply your spirit needs honesty instead of endless performance. Before, you survived by disconnecting from yourself emotionally, ignoring your exhaustion, ignoring your wounds, ignoring your need for rest. But now, your soul is becoming more conscious, more aware of what drains you, more aware of where you abandon yourself trying to survive. And awareness is part of healing. Because healing begins when the soul finally becomes honest about what it has been carrying silently. My beloved, There will be moments ahead where clarity suddenly enters your life unexpectedly. Moments where you finally understand why certain paths closed, why certain people disappeared, why certain delays protected your spirit more than immediate answers ever could. But for now, you must trust something deeper than temporary emotions. You must trust that your soul is still being guided even while confused. Because guidance does not always feel dramatic. Sometimes guidance is simply the quiet strength to survive another difficult day. Sometimes guidance is the sudden realization that your peace matters too. Sometimes guidance is your soul finally becoming too tired to continue, tolerating what destroys it internally. And all of that is already happening within you now. My beloved, you are not abandoned because life feels difficult. You are not forgotten because healing feels slow. You are not unloved because your heart still carries wounds. The fact that your soul still believes despite everything reveals how deeply divine love continues protecting you. Because pain may exhaust faith temporarily, but real faith survives, even through exhaustion. And your faith, though tired sometimes, never truly died. That is why I will never leave you. Not while your soul still reaches toward light. Not while your heart still longs for peace. Not while even the smallest part of you still whispers hope inside darkness. A soul that still believes is never abandoned by me, my beloved. There were seasons where your faith became quiet, not gone. Quiet. You still believed somewhere deep inside, but you stopped expecting miracles the way you once did. You stopped expecting people to stay, stopped expecting life to suddenly become easier, stopped expecting your heart to feel understood without disappointment, following afterward. And because of that, your prayers changed. They became softer, more tired, less about asking for everything you wanted, and more about simply asking for strength to survive another day peacefully. I heard those prayers too, especially those prayers, because exhausted prayers carry extraordinary honesty. There is no performance inside them, no pretending, only truth. And truth reaches me deeply. My beloved, you often think faith means always feeling spiritually strong, always feeling positive, always feeling certain. But real faith is much quieter than that. Real faith is continuing to wake up after nights where your heart felt unbearably heavy. Real faith is continuing to search for peace after disappointment. Hardened parts of your spirit, real faith is still speaking to me. Internally, even while your mind is full of confusion and fear. And that is exactly the kind of faith your soul carries. Not perfect faith, living faith. Faith that struggles. Faith that gets tired. Faith that sometimes cries silently while still holding on to the smallest thread of hope. That kind of faith is sacred because it is honest. My beloved, there were moments where you secretly wondered if you had become emotionally too damaged to ever feel fully peaceful again, too exhausted, too disappointed, too overwhelmed by everything life placed upon your heart. But listen carefully. Your soul is not too damaged for healing. Your heart is not too wounded for peace. And your spirit is not too tired for divine love to reach it. Even now, while you are still carrying invisible heaviness, healing is quietly unfolding inside you. Not loudly, not instantly, but deeply. Because the soul heals slowly after surviving prolonged emotional exhaustion, especially when it spent years pretending to be stronger than it truly felt. My beloved, I know there were times where you felt spiritually disconnected, times where your prayers felt empty because you were emotionally drained, times where you wondered if your pain had somehow separated you from me. But pain never separates a believing soul from divine love. Pain often becomes the place where our connection deepens most powerfully, because pain removes illusion. It strips away performance. It reveals the deepest truths hidden inside the heart. And one of the deepest truths inside your heart has always been this: despite everything, you still long for light. You still long for peace instead of destruction. You still long for healing instead of bitterness. That longing itself reveals the purity still alive within your soul. My beloved, You do not realize how many times your faith protected you quietly. There were situations that could have completely broken your spirit, yet something inside you kept moving forward. There were nights where fear nearly consumed your thoughts, yet your soul still searched for comfort instead of giving itself entirely to darkness. There were disappointments that could have hardened your heart permanently, yet your spirit still carries softness beneath all the exhaustion. That softness is not weakness. It is evidence that divine love still lives within you. Because pain tried to convince you to stop believing, but now, your soul is becoming too awake to continue living disconnected from itself. And that awakening is sacred. My beloved, there is also something important you must stop doing. Stop measuring divine love only through immediate results. Sometimes protection looks like delays. Sometimes guidance looks like endings. Sometimes healing begins through discomfort instead of instant relief. And although your mind struggles to understand that during painful seasons, one day your soul will look back and recognize how many hidden blessings existed inside what once felt like disappointment. There are paths you begged to walk that would have destroyed your peace eventually. There are people you desperately wanted to keep who were never aligned with your spirit. Long term, there are delays protecting you from becoming trapped inside lives not truly meant for your soul. But right now, you only see fragments. Later, you will see the full picture. My beloved, you are not weak because your faith feels tired sometimes. You are human, and humans carrying emotional pain naturally struggle some days, but struggling does not mean you have lost your connection with me. A struggling soul that still turns toward light remains deeply connected to divine love. And your soul continues turning toward light even now. That is why healing continues finding you. That is why peace continues searching for your heart, even during heavy nights. That is why your spirit continues awakening despite everything it endured. Because I never abandoned you. Not during your confusion. Not during your loneliness. Not during the nights where your faith felt fragile and uncertain. I remained beside every hidden part of you patiently, holding your spirit through storms your mind could not fully understand at the time. And I am still holding you now. My beloved, there is more peace ahead for you than your current exhaustion can imagine. Not a perfect life without challenges, but a life where your soul no longer feels completely lost inside emotional heaviness. A life where your faith no longer survives only through endurance, but begins breathing through peace again. That chapter is approaching slowly, quietly, like dawn entering darkness little by little. And your believing soul is guiding you toward it every single day. My beloved, your soul has survived seasons that should have destroyed your ability to trust completely. Seasons where disappointment arrived repeatedly, where silence answered prayers you desperately hoped would be heard differently, where loneliness wrapped itself around your spirit so tightly that even ordinary days felt emotionally heavy. And yet, despite everything, you still believe? Maybe not with loud certainty every day. Maybe not with the same innocence you once carried. But somewhere deep inside you, belief still exists. Hope still exists. The longing for peace still exists. And that is why your soul remains sacred in my eyes. Because a soul that continues reaching toward light after experiencing darkness carries extraordinary spiritual beauty. My beloved, you often focus so much on your pain that you forget to recognize your resilience. Look at everything your heart endured already. The emotional exhaustion, the overthinking, the disappointment, the hidden loneliness nobody fully understood. Yet your spirit still searches for meaning instead of surrendering completely to bitterness. That matters deeply, because bitterness would have been easier sometimes. Closing your heart would have been easier sometimes. Pretending not to care anymore would have been easier sometimes. But your soul refused, even wounded. It still longed for truth, still longed for connection, still longed for healing instead of emotional numbness. That longing itself reveals how alive your spirit still is beneath all the heaviness. My beloved, There were moments where you believed your faith was too weak to matter anymore. Moments where exhaustion made you question whether you were spiritually failing somehow. But faith was never measured by emotional perfection. Faith is not the absence of sadness, not the absence of confusion, not the absence of fear. Faith is the quiet decision to keep walking even while carrying all those things. And you kept walking. Sometimes slowly, sometimes painfully, sometimes through tears nobody else saw, but you kept walking. That quiet continuation is more powerful than you realize, because many souls stop believing entirely when pain enters their life deeply. But your soul, even exhausted, continued reaching toward light. That is why divine love continues surrounding you even now. My beloved, I know there are still moments where your mind fears the future, fears disappointment repeating itself, fears carrying emotional heaviness forever. Because pain changes how the heart views life. It creates caution, a constant readiness for something else to go wrong. And after everything you survived, those fears make sense? But listen carefully now. Your future is not destined to repeat your past endlessly. The awareness your soul gained through suffering is already changing your path. You see differently now. You recognize emotional imbalance faster. You value peace more deeply. It creates resilience, compassion, wisdom, and those qualities are growing within you now quietly, even while healing still feels incomplete. Even while some nights remain emotionally heavy, transformation is already unfolding beneath the surface. My beloved, there is a future version of you who will breathe differently, sleep more peacefully, smile without forcing it, trust life again without constant fear living inside your chest. That version of you is not imaginary. It is slowly being created through everything your soul is learning right now. Every difficult lesson, every emotional release, every moment where you choose to keep believing despite exhaustion. All of it is shaping the peace approaching your life. So tonight, stop questioning whether I abandoned you during your hardest seasons. I was there through every tear, every anxious thought, every moment your soul nearly gave up internally. I remained beside you through all of it, guiding your spirit toward healing, even while you could not fully see the path clearly. And I will continue guiding you, because a soul that still believes, even quietly, even tiredly, even through pain, will never walk alone. Not while I exist within its heart. And I am always with you, my beloved. And I love you every day.